I want to talk about something right now that's bothered me. That actually really does bother me quite a bit. It has to do with an investigative journalist by the name of Whitney Webb. Whitney Webb, for anybody who doesn't know, is, I would say, one of the most intelligent people who has a vast wealth of knowledge and who can talk about people, places, and events like nobody's business, who should probably be a bigger name right now. And this is what I'm getting at. This is what's been bothering me. So, Whitney Webb probably has something of like a photographic memory. I'm convinced she might be something of a genius. While I don't subscribe to every viewpoint she has, so I'm not on board with everything that like she's about, I'll put that out there. I will say she is like top tier. She is exceptional. She does her homework, period. I've never seen her equal. I really haven't. What bothers me is that there are like real big, like some of the biggest, and I'm not going to put their names out there now, but some of the biggest podcasters and influencers that exist, I have noticed have not had her on their show. Some of them have. PBD has, Russell Brand has, Glenn Beck has, but I'm thinking right now about 3 in particular, again, that I'm not going to name because I don't want to like single them out, that have not had her on their show. 2 of these people I know are aware of her because they've either referenced her themselves briefly or had a guest ask them about her and then they responded. In one case, in my opinion, kind of in a weird, sketchy way. All right? The reason why I say this bothers me is because the deeper into rabbit holes and things that you go into, you want to just believe that like, not pretty much everything is a psyop, but you almost start to like go down that road in your mind if you really start to dig deep. I'm not an expert, but you're going to say that. I do study the political arena and aspects of what's going on currently, mainly having to do with the state of affairs of this country and the world pretty extensively. Am I an expert? No. Do I probably know more than most people, or at least the average amount of people? Probably. I'm by no means an expert, though. Just want to put that out there. I do study this stuff pretty hard. With what I do, I'm able to listen to podcasts and things that inform me of just different types of knowledge regularly. Like I can do that throughout the day. And I'll often listen to podcasts and things at 1.8, 1.9 speed. So I'm listening to them almost twice as fast as they can be listened to. So I'm like ingesting quite a bit of knowledge. And I decided that I was interested in this type of thing quite some time back now, but I wanted to like dig deep into seeing like what was really going on behind the scenes. And it's really bothered me because this is a thing with her. The way she puts it as, she says that she hates everybody equally, I believe are her words. In other words, she doesn't subscribe to the right or the left. She just like puts it all out there. She puts like the dirt out there on both sides. There's people surrounding Trump that she'll talk about and how they're not great people. There's people surrounding Kamala that she'll talk about and just explain how there's definitely not great people around her either. Like she legit doesn't seem to pick a side, in my opinion. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't, but she will absolutely call it as it is. And what bothers me is, because I'll listen to a large extent at least, not exclusively, but to right-leaning podcasters and things like that. And it bothers me because it makes me wonder, like, did somebody get in their ear? Did somebody get in their ear and say, you know what? You can have all these other people on, but don't have her on. Don't put her on. It bothers me. It really does bother me. Because in my mind, I'm like, are they kind of compromised too? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, if you start to listen to this girl, you'll be like, oh yeah, this is crazy. This is wild. Like you'll learn a lot, a real lot. I started re-listening to her, I don't know, about a month ago, but about a year and a half ago, I was listening to her like all day long, constantly. Every podcast, every single thing I could find on her, I would listen to. I listened to tons and tons of hours of stuff with her. And you definitely learn a lot. And the cases she makes about like what's really going on behind the scenes in the government and the footnotes that she provides in the book that she has are like second to none. And it bothers me because I'm telling you, again, I'm not going to say their names, but these three, in particular, these three, haven't had her on. And I know that in at least a couple of these cases, they are friends with some of the people on the right that Whitney Webb will talk about. But you know what? If you're going to be unbiased, and you're going to be an influencer, and you're going to be unbiased, you need to point out where the warts are on everybody if you're going to be doing this. And it bothers me that I haven't seen that. So anyhow, I have no like horse in this race. Just want to say that too. I've never met her. She doesn't know who I am. Never contacted her. Nothing to do with her. It'd be cool one day to perhaps be able to communicate with her. Do a show with her, do a podcast with her, or whatever. But it doesn't do anything for me to put her name out there. But I did just want to put this out there because it does bother me a lot. Knowing that she's probably about as deep as you're going to get, at least of all the people I've ever studied, the fact that these people that I'm talking about won't have her on is concerning, to be really honest with you. Because there's definitely people that she pushes back against that are like surveillance state nightmare type people that are all about pushing the surveillance state. Seems like they don't want to delve into that little corner of things, and that's a very serious corner to delve into, and she does. And it's my thought, at least, that maybe they've had somebody talk to them and say, hey, don't put her on. I don't really know, but like I'm saying, if you ever listen to her, you'll get it. Some of it can be kind of, you know, I mean, it's hard to listen to sometimes, in the sense that it's like, wow, it's really that bad. Stuff's really this dark, and it's really been this dark for decades. But anyhow, I put it out there because I would like to somehow, if I could ever get some kind of an answer as to why this is, I would like to know the answer to that. I really would. Maybe they know something about her that I don't. I just don't know. I would love to get some kind of an answer on this, because it's always made me wonder, ever since I've heard of her. Like, she is a wealth of knowledge. Like I said, she probably has a photographic memory. People, places, and events like nobody's freaking business. And it's my belief that we, especially in these dark and trying times, need to have people like her on big, huge name podcasts. We really do. And I'm just not seeing it in these instances. So, it's just, in a world that's getting crazier and more evil by the minute, and as some of you know, I'm a Christian, and I believe big time we need God. We need Christ in our lives. And it seems like the farther and farther people are falling from God, like the nuttier the world's getting right now. I don't see how you wouldn't see that. But in this trying time, we need to be able to hear her voice and other people's voice like her. Regardless of whether you like or don't like all the stuff she's saying. There's probably people on the right side of the political spectrum who are aware of this girl, who would hear this and be like, oh, how could you, don't bring her up, blah, 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 this and that. Like, she's not all fully on board. I just want to call it as it is too. If there's some maniacs on the right that are getting close to being in Trump's ear, we should be aware of it. Seriously. That being said, I'm still going to vote for Trump for sure, and I think that if he doesn't get in, we've got a very extremely serious problem in this country, to say it lightly. But, I don't know, I just want to put that out there. It's been bothering me. So anyhow, Whitney Webb, go listen to her if you want. See what you think. Take care.